What's up guys, welcome back to another video. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I created this set of really cute reverse French acrylic nails with a really dainty design on top and some bling. So as you guys know, I'm currently training on a Hazel Dixon Nail Artist Academy's beginner acrylic course, so I thought I would bring you guys along for a little bit of a practice session to show you guys how I'm coming along and all of that good stuff. So I did this set with that in mind, so if you guys would like to see how I completed this set from start to finish, then just keep on watching. So guys, diving right in with today's video, and for the purposes of quickness, because this video is already long as hell, I've already gone ahead and popped on my nail tips. These are the Natural Advanced Smile ones from Pro Impressions, and then I'm going to go in and prime my nails, and I will go ahead and leave the names for all of the products I use linked down below for you guys. So I'm basically just going in and applying one thin coat of this to all of the nails and allowing that to air dry. And then my next step is to go in with my first bead of acrylic, and I'm going to be using the reverse method for these French tip nails. So I'm taking my Cover Nude acrylic powder and I'm going to take a medium sized bead, and as you can see I'm just putting that right on that stress area, and then I'm using the body of my brush to feather the top, basically where the natural nail meets that first bead of acrylic, just so I don't have a massive ledge there when I go in with the second bead. And then I wipe my brush so it's nice and clean, and then I will go in and start to form the shape of my smile line. So as you can see, I'm first pushing that acrylic right up into the corners there, and then I am just basically rounding off the bottom of my smile line. So I am creating like a little ledge, and this is going to help with pushing up the white acrylic, so when I go in to file later on, everything is nice and smooth. So as you can see, just refining that bottom part there. It doesn't have to be overly perfect at this point because I am going to be going in to file it later on. And then I repeat the process on all of the nails, and by that time the first nail is ready and dry, so I go in with my second bead of acrylic and I put this basically just underneath the cuticle area, and then I will go ahead and start to feather some of that product up into the cuticle area, make sure everything is nice and flush, and then I will drag the remainder down. Again, it just allows me to create that apex because we aren't going to be using a clear acrylic to cap this or anything, so you want to make sure you have your strength and structure in there with that bead. So I'm just going to go ahead and refine the smile line, basically make sure everything is nice and flush, and then I will go in with a few areas that I feel need a little bit more of acrylic, and I do that in a slightly wetter method just so I could go ahead and smooth it out as much as possible. And again guys, I just want to mention I completely forgot to film the little products that I was using and put them in the video like I usually do, but what I will do is I will go ahead and leave all of the products that I use in today's video linked down below, as well as the colours and shades and all of the information that you need. So if you see anything that you're interested in, check them there and I will have it all linked for you guys. And then to finally finish off this nail, I decided I needed a little bit more of acrylic just at that cuticle area. So again, I went in with a really small bead that is super wet, and I just allowed that to sit for a couple of seconds, and then I went in and formed and refined that cuticle area just a little bit more, and then I dragged the excess down the remainder of that sort of little nail bed area. And again guys, when I'm finished and happy with the application on that nail, I will just move on to the next nail, and by the time I come around to finishing off the nails, my first nail is ready to go on with the next part of my design. So now that I have allowed all of that acrylic to dry, I'm going to go in and take my hand file, and I'm just going to slightly go over where I have created my nail bed area. So I'm just going to make sure that cuticle area is nice and flush and my smile line is the shape that I want. So I'm just going basically for a little bit of a rounded look here, nothing too fancy, so it didn't take me all that long. And I do just like to refine that area of the nail before I go in with the white, just to make sure everything is nice and perfect. So when I do go to finish file later on, there isn't so much I have to do. So as you can see, I'm just going in and showing you again, I go around the cuticle area using this, like basically the rounded part of the file, and then I will go in and round off that bottom of that smile line area, and then I just brush away any excess dust before moving on to the next step. And then finally, my last and final steps before I move on to the white is to go ahead and take my nail sanitizer and give those nails a really good scrub with my scrubbing brush, just to make sure all of that dust and debris is gone, so I'm not basically adding my fresh acrylic to any dust. So guys, now I'm going in with my white acrylic powder, and as you can see, once again I've taken a medium sized bead and I just plop that right at the bottom of that free edge there, give it a couple of seconds, and then I use the body of my brush to tap in the sides, and then I push the product up into those corners. Again, I'm not too bothered about doing everything in one bead. If I have to go in with a little bit more, it doesn't put me up nor down really, it just means that I have a better application, so I would rather do it in a couple of beads and have a nice nail, as opposed to trying to do everything in one big bead. And again, because I'm learning, if I go in with really big beads, I tend to lose control of them a little bit, and I'm not able to put them where I want. So as you can see, I basically go in with my first bead, and this one allows me to form the bulk of the nail and to push the product up where my smile line is, and then I will go in with beads that are a lot smaller and I will fill in the corners, and this just means I have a full even application and everything is in place, and I didn't have to go ahead and basically chase that bead of acrylic all around the nail. And again, as you can see, I'm not too bothered about it going on to the pink area, because I will be going in and doing some finish filing a little bit later on. And then once again guys, I will go ahead and repeat that process on all of those nails, and by the time I get to the last nail, the first nail is ready to be filed and buffed into shape. And again, that just means that everything is 100% dry and I don't have to worry about removing any of the product when I'm filing. So guys, now that my acrylic is completely set, I'm now going in with my filing routine, and I do like to do this in a few stages as well. So first I will take my e-file bit, and this basically just allows me to refine the cuticle area and then bring that smile line into shape, debulk the nail and remove any excess acrylic. So you could really start to see now that the filing that we did with the smile line in the beginning really starts to come to life, and that smile line gets nice and crisp. And then I will also tidy up the under edges of that nail, make sure the C-curve is nice and debulked and there's not too much product on there as well. And if you're wondering what's taking up part of that camera there, it is my dust extractor. I don't have, well, I really haven't worked out a place to put it yet that you guys are still able to see what I'm doing, but the dust is still getting collected, if that makes any sense, so it's just kind of just sitting there. But yeah, I'm just going to basically use my e-file to refine all of those nails, and then I move on to do a hand file. With the hand filing, I will just refine the sides and again go over the nail once just to make sure everything is nice and in shape, and then I will finish off by switching over to my nail buffer, and with the nail buffer I will just go ahead and remove any of the rough edges, the scratches and all of that stuff, just so when I go in with the top coat everything is nice and glossy. So that's what I'm going to do now to all of those nails, and here is what the nails look like once they are finished with the filing. And then once again guys, to finish off this part of the nails, I am going to go in and sanitize my nails, remove any of the excess dust and give those nails a really good clean before I go in with my top coat. So I'm just making sure all of that dust is gone, so when I do go in with my top coat I have a really nice smooth nail. And then to finish off this part, I am going in with a glossy top coat. I cannot for the life of me remember which one this actually is, but I have it in my little tray. So again, I will go ahead and leave everything linked down below for you guys. So as you can see, I'm just going in and adding a glossy top coat to all of these nails, making sure I cap the edges and also the free edge. And then I'm going to pop this into my LED light for 30 seconds. So that is this part of the acrylic application completely finished. So you could definitely go ahead and rock these as they are because they are completely adorable. But I did want to add a little bit extra to the nail. So first I'm taking my nail file here and I'm just removing the surface shine from the ring finger. So when I go in with my stamping, there is a better adhesion. So again, taking that buffer, removing all of the dust, and then I'm going to be adding a little bit of a design on here. So guys, I decided to add a really elegant design here. So this is what makes these nails look like they would be perfect for like wedding season or something like that, because it's so classy and really pretty. So I'm using the Lina Twirls and Swirls stamping plate number 2, and I'm going to be doing a different, like using sort of like different stamps all over this nail, so I get like a full application. But I'm using stamps that are very similar to each other, so they sort of all flow around the nail, if that makes any sense. So as you can see, I did one off to the side there and then one right around the cuticle area, and I finished off by adding one to the tip. I did that later on. I thought the tip needed a little bit of something. So once I was happy with the stamping, as you can see, I just went in and made sure all of that excess stamp was removed, and then I added a glossy top coat to that nail as well. And then for the ring finger, I decided to keep it super simple, so I'm going with basically some Swarovski crystals. So I started by using some AB crystals that I got in the basic starter set from the Nail and Beauty link. I'm also using my Ink London nail glue as well as my crystal katana to apply these. And again, I had no rhyme or reason when I was applying these. I just basically started with a big one right in the middle there, and then surrounded them with some smaller ones, and they ended up coming into a really beautiful sort of V shape. And I also completely forgot to mention that I did switch over tools. As you can see, I switched over to my crystal pickup tool that I got from A&A Glitter. Again, I will leave that link down below, but with A&A Glitter, I do have a discount code for you guys. I don't benefit from it whatsoever. It's merely there for you guys to save some money when you go shopping, so I will also leave that link down there for you guys. It's awesome and great for applying smaller little crystals, and I find that my crystal katanas sort of got a little bit dull at the tip, so this one is absolutely perfect for those smaller ones and that sort of like intricate application with crystals. I love it. So again, I will leave that down below for you guys as well. So guys, my last and final steps in finishing off this design was to go in with a glossy top coat. I'm actually using a Gelish topper off this time, so I'm going to be applying this to the nail and really button that up to the crystals, but making sure I don't go over the top of them, just so they don't dull their sparkle. And then I will also add a glossy top coat to that ring finger as well, and then I will cure that for 30 seconds. And this is what my design looks like once everything was done. And I am now just going to remove the sticky layer with my Ink London gel cleanser, and finally that is this design complete. So guys, that is us reached the end of this hell of a long video, and I really hope you guys enjoyed my first full acrylic nail tutorial. Again, I am just beginning, so it's probably not perfect, but I was super pleased with how these ones turned out. I definitely think with that design on top and the little bit of added bling, these would be perfect for wedding season or a party or something like that. They're just super girly, really classy, and they were surprisingly really easy to do. But let me know your thoughts on this set in the comment section below. As always, I love hearing from you guys. And finally guys, if you did enjoy today's video, please give me a thumbs up. I would totally appreciate it. And if you're new to my channel and you haven't already, don't forget to click that subscribe button, hit that notifications bell to be updated anytime I upload a new video. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for joining me again today. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!